All right. Good morning, everybody. Keith Jameson, go by Gator Guy 231 across the DFS industry. It's gonna be a really quick one. You can tell kind of my voice, been a little bit under the weather at the end of the week. Um, but I do want to get something out. 6 game slate, it's a tough one. So um, let's just pound through it. It's gonna be really quick. I'm not gonna go as in depth in the past. So let me get my screen up. And we'll just kind of go from the biggest favorite downward. So let's start out City. Actually, I guess City's like I think the second most favorite, but City going to Forest should be a bit of a mismatch, at least possessionally. I think Kevin De Bruyne is a lock. Back on majority of sets. Scored last game. It's Kevin De Bruyne. He's not too expensive, so I think he's one of your building blocks. It'll be really interesting what they do at all the forward positions. I think if Foden's in, especially if it's over Mahrez, you should likely be able to say that Foden split sets. Like we've seen with Mahrez, so it doesn't mean that it necessarily comes with a big floor, but it does come with the big ceiling. The big decision on this whole slate, though, is what are you going to do with Erling Haaland? These are the games that he's been beating up teams in. Forest does not have a back line to deal with a guy like Haaland. So I think I would prefer Haaland still to a Mahrez or a Foden. But I do think that's where the slate breaks down because there are floor forwards. We've talked about since all the changes that the forward position is tougher. We're gonna have to take some more risks. On this slate, we're gonna go in the next game with Chelsea, but João Felix is a lock. Then you've got the Everton guys that take set pieces, or you've got the City guys. So there are options at forward. I think Haaland's gonna ultimately decide cash games and really a lot of money in GPP. Everybody at Sun City to me is more of a pass. I think Rodri's always really Rodri and Gundogan are always really interesting in GPP, more so than Bernardo Silva. Late runs into the box. Rodri optional set pieces. So work from there. Nobody we're going to worry about from Forest. They're going to be giving away a ton of the ball. Anybody would just because they're GPP only. Chelsea and Southampton. Let's just start out with Southampton. Nobody were of interest. Ward-Prowse in play, but it's 6 games where we're going to take a plus 800 dog away. We're not. João Felix is a lock to splitting set pieces, likely if in left back Ben Chilwell would be a really good play at mid 5,000s. You see Cucurella here. I'd rather it be Chilwell. Cucurella is not a good play, but if it's Felix and then it's Noni Madueke was actually splitting set pieces with João Felix. He's left-footed, so he would take those in swingers that Ben Chilwell was taking. He is also forward eligible, so he would get really, really interesting. Those are the plays and I guess if Conor Gallagher is in, we really haven't seen that with Felix on. He could easily take set pieces too. Chelsea sets are always a mess, but I think you go João Felix. He's been fantastic for Chelsea. All the recent evidence is some set pieces too. Even if not, he's looked that great. Southampton's an absolute mess. Southampton's going to be going down to the championship. They're the worst team in the EPL. Hopefully this is a spot for Chelsea to bounce back big. Chelsea, I would much prefer over City pieces on this slate. Let's see how it goes. Sorry to hear my kid in the background. I just got to record and get this done. Nobody else. Reece James is fine. Reece James is not like that same Reece James that we've had in years past where he has set pieces. Does not appear in our grandfather. He's going to be on sets. Brighton and Fulham, there's not a lot here that I want. Solly March has been fantastic, but it's just more of like a slate thing. It's really, really hard to fit him once you get like KDB, once you're looking at Chelsea pieces. You just start dropping down in importance. But just know he's fine. He's put with Pascal Gross. Those are the 2 plays from Brighton. For Fulham, Andres Pereira has been awesome, taking monopoly set pieces. Remember, this is Brighton at the Amex. Brighton at the Amex possesses a ton of the ball. So Fulham I'm not too high on. I do like Fulham a lot when they're at home, a lot less away. But if I was going to pick a piece, it would be Pereira. Everton and Leeds. Everton, I think, is actually a really, really nice looking play here. 2 forwards that we like a lot. McNeil and Iwobi, splitting sets. Ellis Sims actually looked a little bit bright versus Liverpool. I think he's GPP only, but talented guy. I think you could play him and not be the stupidest idea ever. There's nobody else in Everton you want. If you want to show up with like GPP with kind of an off play, Onana is like really, really good. It does not always translate for DFS, but very, very, very good. For Leeds, they haven't been like too DFS like quote unquote fun recently, but the one guy that has been is Gianotto. 2 games ago set pieces versus last game. It was back to Harrison. It'd be really cool if you didn't see Harrison, then you could just assume that Gianotto has sets, but he's just very, very exciting, very good player, forward eligible as well. So that's another set piece forward that we've got after like weeks of not having anybody. It's nice to have multiple. Luke Eiling is worth noting. I don't remember what his price is, but he's been killing it as a fullback. Last game. Oh shoot, 2 more games, man. 6 games is tough. Brentford and Palace. Brentford sets are Jensen and Embuemo. I think both are in play. Either one can be tied in with Tony. I think that's more GPP just again because so much of your salary is going to be tied up with City pieces or Chelsea pieces. But I like both. Nobody else for Brentford. Just those 3, Tony, Jensen, and Buemo. For Palace, Olise, especially if you don't see Eze, Monopoly set pieces, really, really good. Brentford's a good team at home. But they do give away some possession. They do give away corners. So Olise could be really interesting. Probably fringe cash, more GPP. Wolves and Bournemouth. I really like to have like Wolves here. I just don't know their roles at all. They haven't been getting many set pieces. They're trying to play better. I would assume, could be wrong, but that Sarabia, Job Coutinho on some sort of split. But Neves randomly took one. Outnari can take one. We've seen when he's in, Nunez taking some. So I really don't have a good gauge on it. Makes them hard for cash, but it's a really good GPP team just because Bournemouth is not good. This is a fight in a way for relegation battle. Wolves is getting closer and closer to being out of that battle. This is a big game, big win for them, or a big game for them to take some points on at home. Cunha, you could do worse as GPP punt. He's not going to be terrible. I don't remember his price, but I'm guessing it's like low 6,000s. He won't be owned. So, if you want to just attack Bournemouth's, weak defense away, that can work. For Bournemouth, Traore has been taking Traore and Anthony, likely a set split. Donny randomly can take one. Best player since he's come over from Ligue 1, Dango Antara. I think he has a goal or assist in every game for them. Not on set pieces or anything, but just really, really talented guy. So you could do worse than going there too. Prelim core, De Bruyne, Joao Felix, and trying to think. Cool. So I want to go for this. Should have thought of this one a little bit more. I think it'll really be lineup dependent. It's probably like doing like Holland or an Everton forward. I think that's really like the decision that's gonna make the slate work. Or you could put, depending on the Leeds lineup, Gianotto. So just say third is Holland, Gianotto, or I'll actually say Aksuwobi. I think Owobi's price over McNeil probably pushes him there. So okay. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for watching. Sorry again to lack the energy, lack a lot of pizzazz. Hopefully we'll be back up and rocking midweek for Champions League. See you.